Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're continuing our journey through the animal kingdom, starting from Phylum Chordata and going all the way to Class Mammalia. We'll also quickly revise some key points from the last lecture. Don't forget to check out the free notes, they're available in our Linktree. We're happy to announce that our first podcast episode will go live today at 7 p.m. From now on, you can listen to a new biology podcast every day at 7 p.m., perfect for NEET 2026 and Class 11 and 12 students. Let's keep learning smart and stay regular. And yes, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's talk about Phylum Chordata. All chordates exhibit the following key features at some stage of their life cycle: a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, paired pharyngeal gill slits, a postanal tail, and a closed circulatory system. They also exhibit bilateral symmetry, are triploblastic, coelomate, and possess an organ system level of organization. Now let's compare chordates with non-chordates. Chordates possess a notochord, while non-chordates do not. The central nervous system in chordates is dorsal, hollow, and single, whereas in non-chordates, it is ventral, solid, and double. Gill slits are present in chordates but absent in non-chordates. Chordates have a ventral heart, while non-chordates, if they have a heart, typically have a dorsal position. Finally, a postanal tail is a feature of chordates but not seen in non-chordates. Now moving to classification. Phylum Chordata is classified into three subphyla. Urochordata, also known as Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Urochordata and Cephalochordata together are known as protochordates and are exclusively marine animals. Stay tuned for more detailed breakdowns of each subphylum and class under Vertebrata in upcoming slides. Let's now look at the three subphyla of Phylum Chordata. First, Urochordata, also called Tunicata. These are exclusively marine animals. Their notochord is present only in the tail region of the larval stage. The body is enclosed in a tough outer covering called a tunic or test. Examples include Ascidia, Salpa, and Doliolum. Next is Cephalochordata. In these organisms, the notochord extends from head to tail and remains throughout life. They are small, fish-like marine animals. A common example is Branchiostoma, also known as Amphioxus or lancelet. Finally, subphylum Vertebrata. In vertebrates, the notochord is present during the embryonic stage but gets replaced by a vertebral column in adults. They show several advanced features, including a ventral muscular heart with 2 to 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages such as fins or limbs. Remember, all vertebrates are chordates, but not all chordates are vertebrates. Let's understand the classification of vertebrates. Vertebrata is divided into two major groups: Agnatha, which are jawless vertebrates, and Gnathostomata, which are jawed vertebrates. Agnatha includes only one class, Cyclostomata. Gnathostomata is further divided into two superclasses, Pisces, which includes fishes, and Tetrapode, which includes vertebrates with 4 limbs. Pisces is divided into two classes, Chondrichthyes, the cartilaginous fishes, and Osteichthyes, the bony fishes. Tetrapode includes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. Now let's look at class Cyclostomata, which belongs to Agnatha. These animals are jawless and have a circular, sucking mouth. They are ectoparasites on fishes. Their bodies are elongated and bear 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits. They do not have paired fins or scales. The skeleton consists of a cartilaginous cranium and vertebral column. They have a closed circulatory system. In terms of reproduction, they are marine animals but migrate to freshwater for spawning. After spawning, the adults die. The larvae then undergo metamorphosis and return to the ocean. Examples of Cyclostomata include Petromyzon, also known as lamprey, and Myxine, the hagfish. Let's quickly revise the phylum Chordata till the part we have completed today. So, chordates are defined by key features present at some stage in their life cycle, including a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits, and a postanal tail. The phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Urochordata, also known as tunicates, have a notochord only in their larval tail. These are marine, sessile adults with examples like Ascidia, Salpa, and Doliolum. Cephalochordata are characterized by a notochord that persists throughout life. These marine, fish-like organisms include Branchiostoma, also known as Amphioxus. In Vertebrata, the notochord is replaced by a vertebral column, and these animals possess a well-developed brain and cranium. Vertebrata is further divided into two groups: Agnatha, which are jawless animals like Cyclostomata, and Gnatostomata, which are jawed animals, further divided into Pisces and Tetrapeda. Let's begin with class Chondrichthyes, the cartilaginous fishes. These are marine animals with streamlined bodies and a cartilaginous endoskeleton. The mouth is ventrally located, and the notochord is persistent throughout life. They breathe through separate gill slits, with no operculum to cover them. Their bodies are covered with placoid scales, and their teeth are modified placoid scales, directed backwards. These fishes are predatory and have powerful jaws. They lack an air bladder, so they must swim continuously to avoid sinking. The heart has two chambers, one auricle and one ventricle. Some, like torpedo, have electric organs, while trigon has a venomous sting. They are cold-blooded, have separate sexes, and show internal fertilization. Males have claspers on pelvic fins for copulation. Many species are viviparous. Examples include Scoliodon, Pristis, Carcharodon, and Trigon. Now, let's move on to class Osteichthyes, the bony fishes. These include both marine and freshwater species. Their skeleton is made of bone, not cartilage. They have a terminal mouth, and their gills are covered by an operculum. Scales may be cycloid or ctenoid in type. They possess an air bladder for buoyancy. Their heart has two chambers, one auricle and one ventricle. Osteichthyes are cold-blooded, with separate sexes. Fertilization is usually external, and most are oviparous. Development is direct, without a larval stage. Examples include marine, exocoetus or flying fish, and hippocampus or seahorse. Freshwater, labio, catla, and clarias. Aquarium fishes include betta and pterophyllum. Next is class Amphibia, which live both on land and in water, hence the name, meaning dual life. They possess two pairs of limbs and a body divided into head and trunk. A tail may be present in some. Their skin is moist and without scales. Eyes have eyelids, and ears are represented by a tympanum. Amphibians use gills, lungs, and skin for respiration at different life stages. The heart is three-chambered, two auricles and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded, have separate sexes, and reproduce via external fertilization. They are oviparous and show indirect development through larval stages. Examples include bufo, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamandra, and ichthyophis. Now comes class Reptilia, the first truly terrestrial vertebrates. They crawl on land and have dry, cornified skin covered with scales. External ears are absent, but a tympanum is present. They typically have two pairs of limbs. Their heart has three chambers, but crocodiles are an exception with four. Reptiles are cold-blooded and periodically shed their skin, as seen in snakes and lizards. Fertilization is internal, and most are oviparous with direct development. Examples include chelone, turtle, testudo, tortoise, chameleon, calouse, garden lizard, crocodilus, alligator, hemidactylus, wall lizard, naja, cobra, bangarus, crite, and vipera, viper. Let's fly into class Aves, the birds. Their bodies are covered in feathers, and most can fly. They have a beak but no teeth. The forelimbs are modified into wings, while hind limbs are adapted for walking, swimming, or grasping. Their skin is dry, with an oil gland at the tail base for waterproofing. The skeleton is fully ossified and contains pneumatic or hollow bones for flight. The digestive tract includes a crop and gizzard. Birds are warm-blooded with a four-chambered heart. They respire through lungs aided by air sacs. Reproduction is by internal fertilization. They are oviparous with direct development. Examples: corvus, crow, columba, pigeon, psittacula, parrot, struthio, ostrich, pavo, peacock, aptenidites, penguin, and neophron, vulture. Finally, let's explore class Mammalia, the most advanced group of vertebrates. Mammals are found in almost all habitats, land, water, and air. Their unique feature is the presence of mammary glands for nourishing young ones. They have two pairs of limbs adapted for various functions like walking, swimming, flying, or burrowing. Skin has hair and external ears or pinnae. Mammals show heterodont dentition, meaning different types of teeth. The heart is four-chambered, and they are warm-blooded. They breathe through lungs. Fertilization is internal, and most mammals are viviparous. Development is direct. Examples of mammals include oviparous, ornithorhynchus, platypus, viviparous, kangaroo, flying fox, camel, monkey, rat, dog, cat, elephant, horse, common dolphin, blue whale, tiger, and lion. Let's explore the classification of vertebrates along with examples from each class. Chondrichthyes includes cartilaginous fishes such as scoliodon or dogfish, pristis or sawfish, carcharodon known as the great white shark, and trigon or stingray. Next, we have Osteichthyes, the bony fishes. Marine examples include Exocoeus, the flying fish, and Hippocampus, the seahorse. Freshwater species include labio or rohu, catla, and clarias known as mager. Aquarium varieties include betta or fighter fish and pterophyllum, also called angelfish. Amphibia includes bufo or toad, rana or frog, hyla the tree frog, salamandra or salamander, and ichthyophis, a limbless amphibian. Moving on to reptilia, examples are chelone the turtle, testudo the tortoise, chameleon, calouse or garden lizard, crocodilus or crocodile, hemidactylus or wall lizard, naja the cobra, bangarus or crite, and vipera the viper. In the class Aves, or birds, we find corvus or crow, columba or pigeon, psittacula the parrot, struthio or ostrich, pavo or peacock, aptenidites the penguin, and neophron the vulture. Finally, in Mammalia, we have both oviparous and viviparous mammals. The oviparous example is Ornithorhynchus or platypus. Viviparous examples include Macropus the kangaroo, macaca or monkey, canis or dog, Elephas the elephant, Balanoptera the blue whale, and Panthera leo or lion. Let's practice few questions from the topic learned today to test your knowledge. Question 1. Which one of the following groups of animals is correctly matched with its one characteristic feature without any exception? From NET 2017. Option A, Mammalia, give birth to young ones. Option B, Reptilia, have a three-chambered art. Option C, Chondrichthyes, possess an operculum. Option D, Amphibia, have a dual habitat. Explanation. Amphibians like frogs and toads are unique because they are adapted to live both in water and on land. This makes them true dual habitat animals. Now let's examine the other options. Mammals are mostly viviparous, meaning they give birth to young ones. But there are exceptions like the Ornithorhynchus, which lays eggs, so the statement is not universally true. Reptiles are said to have a 3-chambered heart, but crocodiles are an exception. They possess a 4-chambered heart, making this an exception rather than the rule. Cartilaginous fishes, belonging to class Chondrichthyes, do not have an operculum. Instead, their gill slits are exposed. The correct answer is option D, that is Amphibia is correctly matched with they have dual nature with its one characteristic feature without any exception. Question 2. Notochord is present throughout life in. From NEET 2020. Option A, Urochordata. Option B, Cephalochordata. Option C, Vertebrata. Option D, Cyclostomata. Explanation. In Cephalochordata, like Branchiostoma, the notochord runs from the head to the tail and is present throughout life. In contrast, Urochordata, such as Ascidia, has a notochord only in its larval stage, which gets lost as the animal matures. In vertebrates, the notochord is gradually replaced by the vertebral column during embryonic development. Cyclostomes, like lampreys, are part of vertebrates, and even though they retain some primitive features, their notochord is also replaced to an extent during development. Thus, this classification helps us understand evolutionary relationships based on the presence and persistence of the notochord. The correct answer is option B, that is notochord is present throughout life in Cephalochordata. Question 3. Which of the following animals is not a homeotherm? From NEET 2016. Option A, Macropus. Option B, Chelone. Option C, Psittacula. Option D, Camelus. Explanation. Chelone, commonly known as a turtle, is a reptile and is cold-blooded, meaning it cannot maintain a constant internal body temperature. On the other hand, Macropus, which is a kangaroo, Psittacula, a parrot, and Camelus, the camel, are all warm-blooded animals. These animals maintain a stable internal body temperature regardless of the external environment. This key difference helps differentiate between poikilothermic and homeothermic animals. The correct answer is option B, that is Chelone is not a homeotherm. Let's move to question 4. Which of the following fishes is viviparous? Option A, labio. Option B, exocoetus. Option C, hippocampus. Option D, none of these. Explanation. The hippocampus, also known as the seahorse, is unique because it exhibits male pregnancy. In this species, the female transfers her eggs into a special brood pouch located in the male's body. The male then carries the eggs until they hatch, and the young ones emerge fully formed. This internal development of the embryos makes hippocampus a viviparous animal. In contrast, labio, which is a type of freshwater fish, and exocoetus, the flying fish, are oviparous. That means they lay eggs and there is no internal development inside the parent's body. The correct answer is option C, that is hippocampus is viviparous. In 5. Which of the following classes has gills covered by an operculum? Option A, Chondrichthyes. Option B, Osteichthyes. Option C, Amphibia. Option D, Reptilia. Explanation. Osteichthyes, or bony fishes like rohu and catla, have a special feature called an operculum. The operculum is a hard bony flap that covers and protects their gills. Chondrichthyes, which are cartilaginous fishes such as sharks, do not have this operculum. Instead, their gill slits are exposed and visible on the sides of their body. Amphibians and reptiles do not have gills in their adult stage. They breathe through lungs and skin depending on their environment. This makes the operculum a distinct feature of bony fishes. The correct answer is option B, that is class Osteichthyes has gills covered by an operculum. 6. One is an oviparous mammal. Option A, Macaca. Option B, Panthera. Option C, Ornithorhynchus. Option D, Canis. Explanation. Ornithorhynchus, commonly known as the platypus, is one of the only egg-laying mammals. It belongs to a primitive group of mammals called monotremes and is found in Australia. Unlike other mammals that give birth to live young, the platypus lays eggs but still shows other mammalian features like having fur and producing milk. Other examples like macaca, which is a monkey, Panthera, which includes big cats like the tiger, and Canis, the genus that includes dogs, are all viviparous. They give birth to young ones and nourish them internally during development. The correct answer is option C, that Ornithorhynchus is an oviparous mammal. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, share it with your friends who are also preparing for NEET. Don't forget to listen to today's podcast at 7 p.m., it's packed with key concepts and smart revision. Hit subscribe so you never miss a daily podcast update. Check out the playlist links in the description for our daily NEET MCQs and PYQs series and also the full Animal Kingdom lecture series too. Follow us on all our socials to stay updated. See you in the next video, and as always, keep learning, stay consistent with Hidden Wisdom Academy Biology.